Oh, that's great. God bless. Wow, we're smart. Well, I was all right, and then I got up. No, it was good. It may have been a little on the smoky side, but it was still good. There wasn't any other place.
All right, 5:32. Look, yeah, come on up there. Come on up. Come on up. I'll call the meeting to order. Roll call. Donna.
Here.
Riley. Here. Randall.
Here.
Patrick. And Darwin here. All present. Approve the minutes of the last meeting held March 19, 2024. Any discussion or questions?
I'll make a motion.
Motion. John. Second. Patrick. All four. Number 4, any overview business? Looks like we got sheriff director to discuss. John, I'll let you have the floor.
Guys, likely, when it's coming to help, we're bleeding. As of the 20th of this month, I will be my 6th patrolman down with no prospect shot. That's 6 out of about 20. The system's not being properly protected. Not being properly controlled. Deal. Well, Bob can speak to that. This is Bob Bass. He's here for PCI. But it's, we're hanging on, but that's all we're doing. So, the majority of the people that I'm losing, that lost here recently, are going to the city police. And I provided y'all with our pay scale and the city pay scale. Yeah. So, and it gives each position, the officers have to look at the different positions, and you know, they may be labeled something different than ours are, but you can still, some of the positions we don't have, so some of them we can, you just have to cross reference, like the patrol sergeant, and their sergeant, which they don't have corrections, so. It's, and I've got more looking, so I don't know what I'm doing. And we're going through a ton of other. Yeah. And that's just skeletal crews to get by. Our scale is set up on a 1% per year raise. Theirs is on a 4. They're starting out at $2.23 an hour more. So any officers that we had an opportunity to pick up that were located at employment, if they apply to the city, they're gonna go to the city.
Are the benefits comparable?
Very fair. They may charge for insurance, but I know the city picks up quite a bit of it, but it's not bad at all. So, times are really, really hard for everyone. Inflation is terrible, everything's going up, and people are gonna go where the money's at. If it was 25 cents, 50 cents differential, and I'm losing people, then I've got a problem in that. But $2.25 more an hour, you know. That's the one. Well, yeah, 2,080 hours a year working. And some of our guys actually work on 12 hours. So it's killing. Said I've got another one, he's going to an agency in Kentucky. The end of the month. The car out there was like 60. We can't get close to that, but once again, that's Kentucky.
I'm sorry about the little area. Did a better problem here in the road.
We didn't say, I didn't.
More rural.
Well, how's the city coming along? What I like.
Well, last year, they done the tax raise, I don't know how much it was, but I know, and that was when some problems started, because they both played at 18.
Wow.
And then, of course, this year with the scale, it's went up to 18.3. And they're on a 30-year scale at 4% every year.
So they don't go through it. So, I mean, you make your case, I mean, I understand.
Thanks for bringing it printed, we can see it.
Well, that's the way I got it, right, and then PCI done a site study
Okay.
at the jail some months ago.
I think you gave me something on that, make it go back, didn't you?
Site study, that, yes, that,
Okay, no.
we scratched the surface with the PowerPoint, but Bob's here with something a little more.
Yeah, well, I'm Bob Bass, Deputy Director, Tennessee Corrections Institute. Thank y'all for coming so much. This is Stephanie Harding, and she's been with TCI now, how long?
5 years.
5 years, and formerly of Putnam County, with about 20 years experience. I know she didn't look old enough to have that. So, fortunately, I have about 35 years in this business. But, hey, we did come back and we kind of did an operational assessment. That was early this year or end of last year?
End of last year, early this year, it was going with it.
We laid out some pathways and things that we could help with operation out there. And it's an ongoing process. We fix things today, but one of the things we looked at was staffing. And it is, let me tell you this, it is tough all across the state of Tennessee, not just state of Tennessee, United States. It's very befitting I'm sitting here enjoying this conversation with you because this is National Corrections Officer Week right now. There are half a million people involved in that business in the United States. It's a big group of folks, and they've got a tough job. It's a really tough job. The average lifespan for a correction officer, if he does 25 years in the business, is 53 years. The average span for a police officer, if he does 25 years in the business, is 53 years old. They're so different. It's like running a cosmos society, but you're just behind walls, right? Inside that jail, it's just a town. And you got the drug dealer, you got the bad people. So, I put together, and this is, I want to tell y'all, this is just a few pages, quickly threw together on comparisons, because people like to kind of know, you might need to pass one of those. What it kind of looks like, they want to compare themselves to somebody else, and they need to, because that is often the problem. I just want to share these with you, so when y'all have your conversations, things that you can talk about, and consider if you want to have me back, that's fine, I'll come back anytime, for the rest of the entire commission, talk to anyone. I know a lot about this because, I immersed myself in it about 3 years ago. I saw this company where we just couldn't hire correction officers. And what is the problem? And so, I partnered with a professor from Austin Peay University, Dr. Frank Furtick. I got with Commissioner of Health, State of Tennessee, Mental Health. We put our money where our mouth is. We want to do something about this, and it's about life, work balance. So I got a grant for $100,000. Took about that much in my own money from our budget, and we started doing a mentoring program for officers where they can come in and they have somebody to actually go talk to. It's all about this work-life balance. I can't find an instance where officers should working for them, that's town, just all kinds of problems. And that is just a tough job. I gave you some information that you can read through about PTSD and what happens. I mean, this turnover too comes from the fact that it's such a dangerous job. There are a lot of physical injuries because dealing with violent inmates, it's a dangerous job. And the other part of that is the threat of violence can be hyper-visual. So you're just, you don't have that Crown Victoria wrapped around you. You don't have a gun. You might have some mace and a taser, but you're not going to place on. I said, well, prepared when something happens. It's happened to me. I was a jail administrator. I was a correction officer. I've done it all. I've been in riots. I've seen the worst of the worst. It's not a good place to be. So what happens is you get burned out. You can't talk about this subject, though, without talking about what's going on in America right now anyway. Now, look, y'all, I'm just old country boy from West Tennessee, grew up picking cotton. I still didn't live in my mom and daddy's basement. I've been working since I can remember. I don't know what's going on. How are they surviving? What are they, how are they getting by? I mean, COVID comes along and just changes the face of America. So COVID certainly didn't help us because the parents and the loved ones at home were going, why are you going to that jail every day? It's full of COVID. One of my best friends died with COVID. Captain, Carroll County Sheriff's Department, 28 years in the business, 54 years old. First officer to be awarded Correction Officer Heritage Award that we give out was Post, Memphis, Tennessee. 52 years old, died. He contracted COVID from the jail. So, well, you know, you can't say that. You don't know. But obviously, it was full of COVID, and that's how he went. So, bless his heart. But we don't understand those things, but we're working at TCI. Our mandate is inspected jails, do the training. But, you know, our moral compass is we want to help the officers. If we can provide programs to the officers so they can have better coping skills. And Dr. Burdick's study, you'll read on that page that with thousands of officers interviewed, over 30,000 of them were using alcohol or coke. The younger drinkers. And it's those coping skills. So what's really important in this, and you don't have time to take it home and read it over, is we'll go back and look at turnover rates. And again, you have to do exit reviews, you need to talk to people, and are we going to hear the number one? Yes, it's money, but it's not just money. It's being appreciated, it's self-pride, it's taking, there's a lot more to it than just money, although that's a big factor. So in 2018, according to in our inspections, you had 24 positions. At that time, 22 FTEs. Within a year, you hired 17. That's a 70% turnover rate. You'll see it on page 3. 2019, nothing. It was just dead even almost. 2020, you had 67% turnover rate. 21, you had 23% turnover rate. 22, you had a 23.8% turnover rate. Last year, 35%. You know, one of the things when I address county commissions, and listen, I appreciate what y'all do. I don't know how you do it. You got to know so much about so many things. But the national studies tell us that 70% of your liability, guess where it's at?
Jail.
Dead on, yes, sir, 100%. It's at the jail. And we've already paid out Tennessee $9 million to inmates this year. $6 million at one jail, $3 million at another. And when you're talking about staffing, when I say I'm a country boy, we have a standard that says you have to be properly staffed. If you got enough people in there, if you have a fire, you can get them out. That's it. That's real simple. The building's not going to burn. It's made out of concrete, but they're going to burn their mattresses and their sheets, whatever they get their hands on. And Tennessee's famous for that. 1974, over 40 people died in Overton County Jail, Columbia, Tennessee. They included visitors on that Sunday afternoon. So we have a rich history in that. So fire marshal take it really, really, really personal.
I think I know the correction, but just the police force, sheriff's office, they've already, nationwide, they've already got a black eye over them. They got a bad name, things going on.
Well, thank you for pointing that
And
out.
then we've got, you know, all this other stuff, the type of people that we're having to deal with to try to train are not the same type of people that I consider. And so we've got to figure out how we're gonna keep them on the job. And I don't know how to do that because I'm not over there, but, you know, that's part of the problem. There's not anybody out there that's willing to work either.
We do the waivers, so if a police officer committed it can only be a misdemeanor. Same with a correction officer, so every month, about middle of the month, I get with all those folks, they come to our board. Reevaluating right now. You know, when you say the clientele that we were hired 5 years ago, now, listen, some of this is just foolish stuff, you know, it's stupid, they let the college party and they got a DUI, right? I mean, but it has to be a misdemeanor, and actually, or dishonesty. So our code for correction officers is actually more stringent than your police officer. I don't know if you knew that, but it is, it's more stringent. So the black eye and the media loves us. You know, they're really loyal here. You know, when I was a kid growing up, I respected law enforcement.
Yeah, man, because young people are watching YouTube videos and things like that, they're like, all of a sudden, the law enforcement is not a respected place. You know, whenever you grow up, it's like, man, I want to be police. No, you're respected, you're part of the community, you're looked up. And yeah, I think it's going to be first and second.
We gotta find, that's why our moral compass is trying to help, and that's why I'm doing some of the things. And I want correction officers to see this as a profession, and like they should be seeing it. And there's a lot of opportunities out there. I know I started out as low in this business as you can. I worked a road crew. Today I'm deputy director of a state agency, so you just apply yourself and keep your nose to the grindstone and do things that happen. Yes.
I would like to mention something right there, since you were talking about hiring people and actually keeping people, the retention part is their training. And you guys do an awesome job at getting your yearly training in, but until you guys are fully staffed, then you can't send people to extra free trainings. And TCI, we've invested a lot into a lot of free to agency training, even travel. So from Overton County, if a couple of your corrections officers wanted to go to a week's class that we're putting on in Davidson County, then we would actually pay the fee, we actually pay for the hotel room, and the only thing the county would actually be responsible for is just the meals, the per diem meals that you're by law.
On the gas, right?
And the gas, of course. But other than that, we have offered probably 50 classes so far for free, and that just keeps growing. But we completely understand, because we work in corrections, especially county corrections, you can't send people whenever you may be running one less per shift than what you're supposed to have anyways. And so the pay and considerations and stuff like that, that goes a long way. If you're fully staffed and you can actually keep people, then sending them to training, it helps with retention, honestly.
Absolutely. Thank you for making that point. It's a good point. Yeah, we putting out millions of dollars. Some of those classes cost $200 and $300. So we are paying that. We're paying the hotel rooms. We're putting our money where our mouth is. We're trying to help. It's part of the good Reform Act, Criminal Justice Reform Act. He appropriated us money for us to do that, and we're spending it wisely. We do have a standard that says in our 465 standards of the jail has to need to be certified. And one of them is the sufficient staff, and I quoted it for you there on page 3. I'll talk more about that in a moment. But here is a comparison. So when you want to do salary comparison, you've got to kind of look at the counties that are touching you. How close is your neighbor? What is your neighbor doing? And your neighbors are having these same discussions we're having on this table. Let's just totally be honest about that. Some have worked through it, but what I find the stumbling block is, in 4 years that I've been focusing just on this and all the studies I've done, it's all about those benefits. We'll get to that too, but you're not at the bottom of the list, but you're next to the bottom of the list here, right? So Fentress County pays $13.89. Each year after that, it's 5% raise. Single pay insurance is $140 a month. Their family plan is $600, and that's not really bad at all. Clay County, and they're trying to get a new jail built. We can only bid, yeah, it's there, we'll see, but, about 6 years in the making, but it's fixing to happen, but you see they do $13 after certification, so that's kind of one of the things we were talking about a second ago. You have a year to get into our training, and then once after you do that, you're a certified correction officer. So once you start, you get 12 months to get that accomplished, so they put that in there, and I've seen that done before, and that's not bad, so they start you out at 12, once you're certified, it goes to $1 more, and then it's 2% annual for each year of service. What's really sad there is single pay, $90 on the insurance, but it's a $6,000 though. They basically just turn it. And I made a footnote because the sheriff told me that when you see that asterisk, to his knowledge, there's only one county employee, and the mayor agreed. One county employee that's even buying into this plan. One out of all their county employees. Putnam County, y'all know you can't compare apples and oranges, right?
Right.
I'm pretty sure a penny worth in Putnam County is probably 25,000 more times than what it's worth here, right? And there's a county of 24,000 folks, so, and they just spent $52 million expanding their jail, but they have had their woes. Stephanie can attest to that because she worked there and they've had their staffing issues, but they've really worked through it. So they're gonna start you out at 1885, and then they're gonna increase it per year, 5 years, you're gonna be making 2380. Insurance, single pay, it's paid 100% by the county. It's only $200 a month. And they actually, unless I'm wrong, now they're in the Tennessee Consolidated Retirement System. They're pulling some of the same benefits that Stephanie and I get. I get 3 days a month that goes into a bank, because I've been there so long. I'm years old, so you heard me. But, longevity speaks to it. Jackson County is at 1262. They get the 1% longevity, really, and it's $14.38 an hour. Top out, single phase 41. Cumberland County, and the reason, let me interrupt myself and say the reason they're reported, they're touching you, just remember, I live here, and I know all about corrections, and he wants to pay me $13.50 an hour. I'll drive to Cooper. I can make money doing that. That's better for me and my family. So that it's hard to compete, right? $18.99 annual increase, pay for the county over at Cumberland, $1,000 plus on the family plan. I've seen $1,300 to $1,400 statewide average on the family plans insurance. And of course, there you are at $1,350. You are doing single pay for your employees, what the data I was getting. Family plans $1,050. The 40-year top out. I just really wanted to question. Look, typically the way it works is it's 3 and 5 years top out. That's the first time in all the years of doing this to any county I've been to. So I'm assuming that's kind of our cost of living runs 1%, which the cost of living, as we all know, is nowhere near 1%. I was reminded that when I bought my supper downtown. So we know no county government is going to be able to keep up with the actual cost of living. That's reality, but 1%. So this is kind of where you're at, and I can tell you the number one reason people leave the job is pay. That's number one. Now, there's a lot of other reasons, and I've done a study that you can find it on my website. It's called Jail Summaries. Where I wanted to draw another correlation for you, though, because I have access to all this data, and I've done studies with all these counties. I want you to look at Table A3. Again, you're not in this chair by yourself, but you got to take that step, and with the first three holders here helping you and everybody working together, you take a step to try to start correcting this. So Granger County, that's a 100-bed jail. That is around your population. That's 23,000, right? That's U.S. Census Bureau. Let's hope they get that right before I got that down. They had 13 staff, they just had 18 new hires. They just had to, I guess, that half of them quit twice. In 23, in 24, and Granger's having some issues, and they've had some serious issues in the past. Hickman County is probably looking at adding on to their jail, and that's a rumor right now, but I was told that that's probably gonna happen. Commissioners are fixing to raise taxes to have to add on to the jail. 18 staff, they don't have to do 5. Scott County had 23, 16 new hires in 23. Morgan County's 46-bed jail, they replaced the entire staff and hired 2 more. I do know what happened there. They had a serious, they're fixing to go into a federal lawsuit.
Yeah.
It's bad, serious.
Bad.
I was shocked when Sheriff Potter called me, and he had fired 3 of his top people for excessive use of force. So, but the reason the correlation is there, I wanted to draw this out. They are in trouble. Morgan County's under a plan of action. Scott County has been under one in the past. Hickman, not so much. Granger has been under one. So they have been in trouble. Morgan County doesn't have 46 inmates. Today, they probably got 120. They're double capacity plus. They've been talking about building jail for a while. So the reason the correlation is there, and I wanted to give you as much information as you can get. If his jail gets overcrowded, if we don't have the space there, we got 2 inmates working there. The ones wearing the orange and the ones that get to go home. They're the other inmate. They're captive there. They got to put up with all that stuff going in that jail, and then they got to go home and hope they got some sensibility about them and have a good family life and get all that out of their system and come back to work the next day. I just see jails that have all the jail problems overcrowded. And also a staff
Population.
of where.
But what is population inspection?
Yeah, thank you, Brett. So when I did the inspection, so we do an annual inspection of the jail. and-
Well, that's how many people
Yeah,
are there.
that's all. And I'm glad you asked that, so I can talk a little bit about this. So we do the inspections, they're unannounced, Bob. Nobody, it shouldn't be that way, no one knows we're coming. We get there, we look at it, we find something that needs to be taken care of, we give you 60 days to correct it. What I've been telling Stephanie and all the people that work with me, that's something you guys keep fixing 60 days if you're missing a bunch of staff. Don't want you to come in here and ask for county commission, because it's impossible. You might sweeten the pot a little bit, and it's more important that you do it during the budget. Do it now, but, so, currently, I don't have any jails that are not certified. There are 124, there are 5 that are not certified because of staffing. But I've had jails that got in trouble because of staffing. We had to use that standard.